Hey, everybody. Welcome to Off the Podcast. And also who's back on Off the Podcast is Nelson Guerrero.
What's up, Bugs?
Hey, Nell, where have you been 2 Tuesdays ago? Because we were supposed to do a podcast, but we didn't have enough time last weekend. I mean, not last weekend, last Wednesday. So what have you done? You went to a Yankee game, right?
Yes, I did.
So how did it go?
Actually, the Yankee game was actually a lot of fun. I mean, it's always fun going to a Yankee game. But for me, it actually has been a while since I've been over there. Yeah, it was just me, my family. I went over there, my brother. No, it was my sister, my mother, my father, and me. My brother was out of town at that time, so.
And also, Nell, we have another co-host, or guest, rather, that's joined us in the podcast. Shall we introduce him?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
All right. Off the podcast with us is our first timer for everything, Justin Acosta. Welcome to Off the Podcast.
Hello, everybody.
So, this is a nice debut. This is our 4th episode. How does it feel being part of the Off the Podcast and on the off script in general?
Well, first of all, I didn't know this, and secondly, I'm grateful to be a part of this with you guys.
I know. And also in the background with Sean Smith is Peter Mitchell doing his second attempt at Off the Podcast. How are you back there?
Oh, I'm doing wonderful. How are you doing today?
Good. Now, Karan cannot make it because he's in Baltimore seeing family. But he'll come back next week when we have another of these. But also to start off with this interesting podcast, and Pete will come in by the end, we're going to start off with our first guest host, Justin. Now, Justin Acosta, last week you went to a convention in Dallas, Texas. Did you not?
Yes, I have.
So talk to us more. Right now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Let's see. I went to the convention.
Right.
It was in the morning of Friday. Me and Alicia got tickets for the airport. It took like a few hours, not a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got there like on time. Thankful, like straight away. It was like we went to the convention. It's also like part. I think it's part of a hotel that that you basically go there to like register how long you're staying, and like you basically like have everything ready.
Right. Yeah, because I went to Chiller Theater Expo, and there was like a hotel, I think it was the Hilton Hotel at the Parsippany. It's that they usually have conventions at hotels, malls, and spaces for events like the Jacob Javits Center for Kameha Con. We haven't been to Kameha Con since 2019, before the pandemic.
Yeah, that was our last time.
Yeah. So go ahead. How was the? Tell us more about the what convention about in Dallas, Texas.
Okay, this convention is called Kameha Con. It is an exclusive Dragon Ball convention that has never been done before. It's like this is the 5th annual convention. Like my first time going, because I've heard so many great things, amazing things about this convention, and I finally got the opportunity to go and interacting with people and voice actors. It was amazing. Like we were like hanging out in a restaurant, like just us fans and the voice actors. Like that's something that New York conventions would never do.
Yeah.
Like and also like you get to go you get to go to panels. You get to do like certain.
Hey, Mom came into the podcast. Continue.
Yeah. So yeah, there's panels. There's like activities, like really good stuff. Like yeah, there's like a bar like to get like like drinks and stuff. Like it's such a better viewing experience.
Yeah, and you went with your sister Alicia to this convention, right?
Correct. Yes.
It was just you two, or was there anybody else that joined?
just me and Alicia.
Right.
Yeah, Andrew, like he never likes anime, which is like kind of sad. Like Alicia tried to get him
I thought
to watch.
I thought Andrew was into that, but that's a shock.
Oh no, it was like other people.
Oh,
Like I think, yeah, I'm trying to remember. But anyways,
right.
yeah. So the main thing I did was I got to meet almost every voice actor on that panel, and luckily, like the lines are short. It's like the VIP line and the regular line to meet the voice actors. It's like 10 feet
Wow.
ahead.
Nice.
Whereas in New York conventions, it's like
It's a dream come true for you, right?
yeah, like there's like way too much lines. The way they come up with it's bullshit. Like you gotta go like.
Yeah. Just like New York Comic Con too, and Anime Con, I believe.
Well, yeah, but the way they structure the lines in Dallas, Texas, to meet the voice actors, it was so good, and like it's like a quick like hello, how it's like hi, you get an autograph picture, you go to the next, like it was such a blast experience. Like thank God I don't have to like stand there like for an hour, because New York Comic Con they have these ridiculous lines going here.
Yeah, because they do it differently where that convention was in Texas, right?
Yes, but not in Dallas, Texas. Thank God for that. I'm like, yeah, because I wanted to like sit down.
How is it compared to the New York Anime Con?
It is like a much better experience, I will say.
And who was the voice actors and actresses that you've met at the convention?
Well, I haven't met all of them, but the ones I have met is the voice of Android 18, Meredith
McCoy.
McCoy.
Yeah, she's very beautiful, folks.
Yeah, very nice woman. Wow. Like, and the other one is Chuck Huber, who is the voice of 17, Pilaf, and Kibito.
You got that all down now over there?
Yep.
Okay, yeah. The other one I met is Kent
Williams.
Is Ken Williams, the voice behind Dr. Gero, the young Supreme Kai, the old Supreme Kai.
Oh, Ken Williams. Yeah, I know him.
Yeah.
I'm familiar with his work.
Yeah, he voices Janemba, General Mercenary Tao in Dragon Ball.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, so, I met her, Julie.
Janine.
Janine
Triado.
Triado. Yeah, she voices Android 21 and Pan in Superhero.
Really? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I met Jeremy Inman, who was the voice of Android 16.
Wow.
Yeah, I met James Marsters Zamasu right here.
Also known as Spike from Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yes.
Wait, James Raymer. Yeah, I'm very familiar with him. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's known for another.
Very super nice guy. I remember I met him at one convention.
Yeah.
Yeah, great portrayal on the
Yeah,
Zamasu
and
character.
also he was in the second Mortal Kombat movie, unfortunately.
Which,
James Raymer was taking place of Christopher Lambert after he read the script for the second film, and yes, he took his place after that. And you know why he dropped out, and Raymer took over for.
No, is this the same guy that played Spike on Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
Yes, James Raymer.
No, that's James Marsters.
James Masters?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Never mind.
It's a misconception, folks.
Misconception. Never mind. That was a misconception because they both.
Oops.
My bad. They have the same name, so
we're gonna cut that out.
Yeah.
So one thing you don't want to
I
cut
am familiar
out.
with his work though.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, so like one thing before we move on is that don't cut this out, but James Marsters voices Piccolo in Dragon Ball Evolution,
Yeah,
which is
I-
absurdly horrible. Like the way they downplayed Piccolo's character.
Oh Lord.
oh,
Oh, Dragon Ball Evolution. Yeah, the movie we don't like talking about.
Well, yeah, like he mentioned it at the convention as he was coming out.
Wait,
like,
he actually talked about how much he did not like that
no,
movie.
not at all, bro.
I don't think anybody was happy being part of
do
that
you remember
movie.
his exact words?
No, I remember him playing the Zamasu character. I barely remember him playing Piccolo. Thank God,
No.
I don't remember.
No, I'm glad you don't remember, but do you remember what he said? Did he say anything? Did he comment on about that movie?
I'm pretty sure he wasn't like a. James Marsters, yeah, he mentioned that he's a fan of Dragon Ball, but not the way that Hollywood did that.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. So, who else did you met at the convention?
Okay, so yeah, moving on, we have the infamous Damian Clark who voices,
So,
yes, all forms of Cell, like Cell Max in the superhero movie, and he voices, well, future Gohan and Broly's father Paragus.
nice. That's cool.
Yup. So another one we have Dawn Burnett.
Bennett.
Dawn Burnett, who voices Kale and part of Kefla in Super. And then we have Phil.
Phil Parsons?
Yeah, I met him, Phil Parsons. He voices the Daikaio, the Grand Supreme Kai, and obviously he voices Nappa.
Right.
And then we have Stephanie Nadone, who voices the original Kid Goku, the Southern Supreme Kai. She voices Baby Trunks. She voices Teen Gohan.
Damn.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Oh wait, yeah, I know her. Yeah, she was the OG voice for Kid Goku and Gohan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sadly, she's not those voices
Tiffany
anymore.
Vollmer?
Yeah, we have Tiffany Vollmer, who voiced the OG Bulma right here. And we got Bruce Falconer.
Wait, Bruce Falcone?
Yeah, Bruce Falconer. He was there. I met
What did he
him.
do for Dragon Ball?
He signed CD
No,
autographs.
what was his position in for Dragon Ball?
Lord Slug.
He was composing music for Dragon
Did you
Ball
hear that?
Z.
Played Lord Slug too.
Well, no, he was composing music
of
for
course.
Composing music
Of
for.
course, everybody. So,
Yeah, that's
Bruce
right
Falconer,
there.
if you guys don't know, composed probably the most epic track of her entire childhood.
Okay.
Songs that I still listen to on a almost daily basis. Vegeta's theme, best theme song ever made.
Exactly.
I love
yeah.
Super Saiyan 3. Oh my goodness.
That's probably the best build-up song ever.
Yeah, Falcone created the best, the most unique, redone for a soundtrack for an anime series
And
that was going to reach
what few
America.
more people have you met?
Okay, so I'm gonna get to the ones I haven't met afterwards, but the ones I have met so far is
Linda Young?
Linda Young, the original Frieza voice, in case you guys didn't know.
Spicy.
And let's see. Oh yeah, I met Elise Bowman, the GT Pan.
Oh, wow.
Let's see. Oh yeah, Ray Hurd. Is it her? Is
Yeah.
it- yeah. He voices Top in the Dragon Ball Super anime and the games. Let's see. Oh yeah, I met Eric Vale, the future Trunks and the current Trunks, who was like older.
Oh, wow. And John, let me see.
Let's see.
Bergman?
Okay, it's
It's a German surname.
yeah. So
Bergmeier?
no, yeah. Hold on. I met John Bergmeier.
Oh, Bergmeier, that's it.
Yeah, he voices Tien in the like all of Dragon Ball, like from Jump, like. Oh yeah, so so this is the Blue Water dub of Tien and Oob, which I met. Yeah, it's a Blue Ocean dub thing.
Wow.
Okay, so I met Paul C. Peter.
Paul St. Peter. Yeah.
Yeah, Paul St. Peter, who voices. Okay. Okay, so he voices Sorbet in the Resurrection of F movie of Dragon Ball Z and the Super version, and that's it. Let's see. Oh yeah,
R. Bruce Elliott.
yeah. I met R. Bruce.
Wait,
Elliott.
Uncle Sully was there?
Yeah, he voices
Oh, I'm a huge
Captain
fan of his
King.
work. Yeah, he was in Samurai 7. He
Yeah.
was in One Piece. He was in Fairy Tail. Oh, yeah, I love his work. He's a great voice actor.
And then is that the last one?
Yeah, yeah. So it's Christy
Roth.
Rothrock.
Yeah.
Yeah, she voices Rosie in the Dragon Ball Super anime dub.
Wow.
Nice.
So Justin, you met a lot of interesting voice actors and music composer for the Dragon Ball series.
Oh yeah, I have. Okay, let's get to the ones I haven't met.
All right, and honorable mentions for those that he has not met at the convention.
Honorable mentions. There we go. I haven't met Chris Kaysen, who does the Kai, Mr. Popo and Super.
All right, who's the other ones?
Okay. I haven't met Peter Calamus. I haven't met Brian Drummond.
Oh man.
I know Drummond. I know his work.
Let's see, Lori Steele.
Yeah.
Yeah, she voices Little Krillin, which I haven't met. I'm so bitter about that because I love her Kid Krillin. Oh my goodness.
And Cynthia Krant.
Oh yeah, Cynthia Krantz. I haven't met her. She plays Chi-Chi, Goku's wife. Let's see. Trying other ones. Oh yeah, these are like fan voices of a Dragon Ball project that they did.
But they didn't show up.
Oh yeah, they did show up, but I didn't.
Okay. So Justin.
That's pretty much it.
So Justin, what is your experience in Dallas, Texas itself outside of the convention that you and Alicia have encountered compared to compared to like New York City and Dallas, Texas? You said to me before the podcast that it was a different type of
Off
feeling.
camera,
Yeah,
it's a different
off the
type
pod,
of,
yeah.
yeah. Dallas, Texas is a different kind of feeling. Like the food there, like it tastes so different. Like the meat is like it's like the pork. It tastes like like the way they make it. It's just like the flavor. It's just, oh my god, you can't get that here. Like
Yeah.
my sister was like she was about to scream like, this is so good.
Like someone's about to have like a. I'm not gonna say something too explicit, but it felt like feeling something for the first time, like like that.
Well, she was eating the food. I'm like,
And it's a pleasure cruise.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was about to say something about that, but you beat me to it.
Yeah. Yeah, because I have to tell you, folks, I only been to San Antonio, but I went to Dallas only briefly at the airport because, Dallas Cowboys, woo! And it's a very different feeling when you go to Texas. And, of course, everything is big in Texas. And also you told me before the pod that everybody says howdy to you.
Yes, a good evening. How are y'all doing? Like,
Yeah, right.
everyone there is so nice. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
Yeah, they got
Wow.
Texas nice and Minnesota nice, and I don't know about New York. Get the hell out of here, my face, or something.
Exactly. It's always common in New York. Like, it's,
New York has become very super duper spoiled. So
Well, gentrified, as my girlfriend Rosa would say. But
exactly.
So to sum it up, you enjoyed your trip to Dallas, Texas at Kameha Con?
oh yeah, it was a very pleasurable experience. Meeting the voice actors, the fans themselves that wanted to support this. Like hell, I might go again.
Yeah. And then whatever stories you got, you can tell us on the pod. And to wrap it all up, we got Mr. Nelson here, who's been waiting patiently like a good sport. And he has finally caught up to see the latest horror movie that's still in theaters, probably wrapping up right now. The Evil Dead Rise. How long ago have you saw it now?
Before I get to that, I just want to point out something about being at the Yankee game. We have front row seats. I wanted to comment on that. Very good seats. We were in the front section, and my folks engaged in conversations with the people that were next to us, and they were super nice. And the food there is definitely worth the price of admission if you're only going there once.
I've been into one of the those suites in the stadium one time because I have an uncle that's an executive for an alarm company. It was interesting. They had food over there. You ever been into those?
Yes, I have. I think maybe 3 or 4 times. Because my father worked for a company in called Acosta in New York, so he was able to get some good deals from his coworkers who lend him good deals on getting to a Yankee game. And so does he also gets tips from his father too, because he lives out in New York. So.
Oh, that's something.
So yeah, I've been in the suites and.
I know you just can't sit on a regular seat after that.
I know it's that realization.
Talking about that spoilers comment that you made about New York not too long ago. Maybe you want to reconsider.
I gotta say, guys, I've been to every Yankee game I've been to has been memorable, or at least at Yankee Stadium, because not the first one I went to, but the one I remember most is during the 2009 season when they won.
Yeah, I remember that season.
Oh my God,
I watched one of
yeah.
the first games in September, and they destroyed the team that I watched. It was just so much fun to feel the energy and the atmosphere, and it was also a game where they were doing something for Yogi Berra, and it was like the energy that Yankee fans give. I went to that parade. It's just something. It's something else. It's like it's like a literal religion.
You ever been into a Yankee game where you are like with the Red Sox fans when there's a Yankee Red Sox game?
Yes.
Yeah,
I cannot tell you how awesome the energy is and how crazy it gets.
You ever encountered a Red Sox fan?
No, but we've sat next to Red Sox fans. Actually, no, we have sat next to Yankee fans that will go nuts about saying, "You see what Boston does to us." Or something.
I remember
the energy with Yankee games rises.
I remember there was
fans
one
Boston.
Yankee Red Sox game when they beat our team, and then there was this guy dancing on the bleachers, and then he was shirtless, of course, and then he was like dancing to Singing in the Rain because it was a rain delay and stuff.
Okay, this man might have had a couple screws loose. And
Yeah,
Clockwork
and then
Orange
it gets
20 times.
better. So he keeps dancing, and everybody was cheering him on, and then I think right before they were announcing that the game was getting canceled, he takes his shirt off. It was a Red Sox shirt, and everybody started booing him. Boo! And he goes like this, shrugging. He was on the Yankee side.
Oh shit!
It was like
You just want to get the fans riled up.
Yeah.
That's the trick.
Clearly.
yeah. So do you have Yankee games on Justin?
Me, I've been to a Yankee stadium as well as the Mets
Right.
stadium. Like that was back in Norwest when I was with them. Like that was New York Stadium. Yeah. Well, thank God. Because Dad would have a heart attack if he tried to find a way to pick me up at what 2-4 in the morning.
Yeah, because even at the end of the games, the crowd, everybody leaving the stadium, it gets very hectic.
It does.
Yeah.
Yes. But thankfully,
All the time.
but thankfully, it actually wasn't as hectic when we were leaving. So.
My dad used to go to those games all the time.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yep. When I went, did any of you guys do a high school Yankee trip? Because I did one.
I don't think so.
No.
We did one, and
I did.
the funniest
Oh, you
thing the funniest thing they did is we managed to get a wave started. We did a wave.
Oh, you did the
We
wave?
got,
Yeah.
It wasn't a busy day, but we got a good 5,000 people to.
Nice.
Yeah.
I know. I've lost how many count every time everybody does a wave. I think they did that in the Rangers game
Whole
too.
park?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I saw when
Well,
they
this
had
ain't sports
Guerrero.
talk for nothing.
Sean, you saw the Yankee games when Derek was still playing for them?
Oh, I remember when Derek.
Good old Derek.
Alex Rodriguez.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's a lot of
the old-
opinions about
Yeah,
Rodriguez.
the old legends. But no, but that's cool to hear, Sean. Thanks for sharing that.
So, anybody have any more comments about the Yankee topic before we go on?
I have
to
one. I have
ahead.
one last one. I wanted to point out that the food over there is mad expensive, but their
Yeah.
shakes. I never bought a milkshake over there until
Halftime.
no, not till halftime. I think I bought it during halftime, but yeah, I never bought a milkshake there until this very year, and they are to die for.
What type of flavor did you get? So the people would know.
Of course, they had vanilla and chocolate, of course, and I think they also
Yeah,
had
vanilla chocolate.
They also had what's the green one again? Peppermint? Or?
I think it's peppermint.
Peppermint?
It's
No.
it's definitely
No,
not a
it's
shamrock shake
mint.
though.
No, mint. Sorry,
mint.
mint. Sorry, not peppermint. I keep-
Yeah, mint
Yeah,
ice cream.
they had mint
my
flavor,
favorite,
but I went for vanilla
Mint
and
chocolate chip is, yeah.
I went for vanilla and it's delicious. It's definitely worth getting the milkshakes over there is definitely worth it.
also, to wrap it up, who were they against during the game?
Don't think they were against the what?
Wasn't a well-known team. I don't think it was a big team. 'Cause I know my dad was saying that when he looked
Not a
at the score-
humongous team. Not one of the humongous teams that we're normally up against. Right.
Let's just say some other team.
Yeah.
Some
Was it
other
the Braves? No, it wasn't the Braves.
No, it was not the Braves. But they wore green though. I do remember that.
A's? That'd be the A's, maybe.
The A's, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it was the A's. They went up against the A's.
All right.
Yeah, for that week and the next one.
You know, Justin, you know there's a new brand of phone out there?
What phone?
It's called Hydrophone.
Hydrophone.
Hydrophone is basically like a smartphone, you know? The only difference is it's powered by when you refill it with water or something, and it has those some, gadgets and gizmos and all that. It's kind of like a big dam in a phone that powers up our houses and stuff. Can you imagine that? And we're promoting this Hydrophone.
It's crazy at first, but I do like how interesting this is.
Yeah, how was your Hydrophone after a 1 week trial?
Surprisingly not bad.
Yeah, so what apps do you usually get on a Hydrophone?
YouTube, Google, Planet Fitness, like pretty much
Right.
others.
Okay. Well, the Hydrophone, how do you charge your Hydrophone? Do you just fill it in with like a water gun or something?
I thought they would use wire to charge for your phone. I
Well,
don't.
apparently, if we did that, then we'll be electrified. But apparently, folks, you can get a regular small hose. You put it on the top of the faucet, and then you can refill it, and it will keep your phone charging for I would have to say probably 3 days or less. So you don't have to worry about that until another 3 or 4 days. Isn't that something?
That's shockingly something. I will admit.
Yeah, but just remember what Justin says. It'll shock you if you compare water, if you put water and electricity together. Doesn't go well, right?
No, it doesn't, my friend.
Yep, that's it, folks. Hydrophone. If electricity ain't charging your phone quick enough, just hydrate it with a sink. Just don't plug it in the wire, or else you'll be fried to death. Make sure you contact your local phone provider before acquiring the Hydrophone. So, Evil Dead. Okay, so anybody have any more Yankee comments?
No,
Okay.
that's it.
Okay, now Evil Dead Rise. So you saw this 2 days ago, 2 nights ago?
2 nights ago. Yes.
2 nights ago, and you finally caught up because I saw Evil Dead Rise with my girlfriend Rosa. So tell us about what your views are, because I have my own views on Evil Dead Rise.
All right, here are my views. My view is this. It actually made me not only relieved to see a film go all out with its practical effects, because that's very rare these days. But that aside, I got the price of admission was worth it for this film, especially to all horror fans and to Evil Dead fans. I went into this going with well, I didn't have high expectations because I wasn't sure if this was going to live up to
Yeah.
what we got in 2013, which I actually really liked. Well, to the originals, but also to the one we recently had in 2013, the remake, which I thought was a spectacular film. It's gotten better. It has aged so much better the more I thought about it. And
You guys are taking my bird.
all right, Evil Dead Rise
He's a big time.
did its job of not only acing its practical effects,
It's all hard.
but in tone of horror, because it actually did leave me It did leave my adrenaline pumping after I walked out of that movie theater. Because I went to go see this movie by myself. I walked home from my home. I walked from home to there to the
Right.
theater, and when I came out of that movie theater, like I said, my adrenaline was pumping. Like it just kept like moving. My head was turning. Making sure I wasn't being watched. There was I was going to hear like a voice in my head.
Do you have highlights of this recent movie?
I have huge. The highlights for this film are really good. The acting from the actors, they all did a good job. I wouldn't say the performances from all of them were great, but they were actually really good for the most part, though. Although the real highlight was the actress that played the possessed woman.
Yes.
Yes, she was the
Both actresses from Australia, mind you.
yes.
And was there any like good thrills and stuff?
Oh, there were plenty of good thrills. Many that and yeah, for the first time, it actually kept me to the edge of my seat. Where the first three didn't keep me to the edge of my seat as much because, well, they were not scary. Well, the first film, I guess you could say, is scary in first viewing, but there's plenty of goofiness within those three that made the horror stuff
Right.
kind of age a little bit poorly. But when you're dealing with Sam Raimi and you don't understand his style, you gotta learn to appreciate it more.
Yes.
So in this realm, since the 2013 remake, they actually went more horror than they did than the last ones, because between the 2013 one and this one, they are not funny films compared to the other ones, and to the TV show for that matter.
I feel like the with Rise, it had some dark humor elements.
It definitely did, yeah. Just bits of it that would make you chuckle but not laugh like entirely.
Yeah, and then there was references to the other one, and then the
very first
original
one.
trilogy.
Yeah, but the references were
and
very
then
tiny.
Evil Dead 2 gets a lot of references.
Yeah, that's what I love about this movie is that
spread around.
Yeah, that's what I love about this movie. It didn't overdo it with throwing in so many like barrage of references like most IPs do these days.
So you're saying it was a little darker, this one, or did it still have like?
Oh no, it was actually compared to the first three, it's much darker.
So did it kind of have like the serious tone? Because one of the serious Sam Raimi movies I've watched was, and I haven't watched the older Evil Dead movies, so I can't really, talk about that as much. But when I saw Drag Me to Hell,
Yeah.
if you've seen that,
Yeah, I've seen that one.
It doesn't feel like a lot of, especially if you watch Spider-Man. It's the only Sam Raimi movie. I was like, whoa, this movie is like, it's intense.
Yeah.
It's serious. And like a lot of the ideas, like with Multiverse of Madness, it's like he has like a strong theme throughout the entire movie. That's just like, what's it called? Like it's like a pressure cooker movie where it's like you feel like there's this dread of one thing happening the whole entire movie, and like a clock, it's ticking. It's the ticking clock. It's like she has like that amount of time before she's gonna be dragged to hell.
Right, dragged me to hell. Spoilers alert.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
And I do want to say
go
this.
ahead, go ahead.
I do want to say this. Yes, yes, we know that Bruce Campbell's retired the Ash character. I mean, for the time being.
Use that for the back. Yep. I was going to use that to read for the sorry. My bad.
Oh no, sorry that there was a. Oh no, sorry.
yeah, it's okay.
Anyways, we'll cut that out.
Go ahead.
I do want to comment on. Yes, we know that Bruce Campbell has retired the role of Ash Williams.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
Yeah. Although, if there's any hope, if there's any hope for him to make a return, I hope he does it for at least one more movie, and I'd be totally okay with that. I'd be alright with that.
You would be alright with that?
I would be alright with that if he comes back at least one more time, because I know he wants to. Well, he can't. He'll always be remembered for that character, but I understand having to put down the chainsaw. So, especially for a man his age.
Yeah,
so.
he's like what, in his mid-60s so far?
Yeah. But I still think he can pull off the character one more time. Plus, this movie, And the 2013 one, even despite his small cameo in that one, which made me happy, the movie worked very well without him, I had to say. But he and Raimi were executive producers, so you could definitely tell that a lot
There were some
of
sprinkles of touches in there.
yes,
Maybe
sprinkled,
some suggestions.
So
and
he
stuff.
did have a hand in it, if you get my.
Well, yeah. Yeah, this one was enjoyable. Is it the best? No, but do you think it's better than the 2013?
In terms of suspense, I would say.
I'll try and get you to it.
In terms of feeling suspenseful and having the most scares, I would say yes. But violent-wise, no. I would say that the 2013 movie is more violent and actually more graphic than it showed more violence than than Rise.
Yeah, because I find this a little bit more entertaining than the other one. I had nothing against the 2013 one because I think it kept me, watching it and all that because it takes a lot to make a movie like this, a horror movie experience.
It does.
To keep you on the edge of your seat.
Yes, and we all know how hard it is to ace horror films, and
Too many.
We've seen one too many that think have potential but F it up in the end. We've seen several kickers and several ones that tried to do something but just eventually fell flat in its feet.
I think my favorite is when they were playing when that girl was playing that vinyl, and then it goes.
I thought the final was genius.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
That was my favorite one.
Oh, by the way, I don't know if you know this, but there was a tiny Bruce Campbell. Voice cameo in the movie.
Yeah, I heard that too.
But it was not the priest. It was if you listen closely, one of the citizens who was shouting to the priest saying that they were against the idea of him using the Necronomicon.
The Necronomicon, right?
To at least that version of it, because turns out there's 3 of them now that exist. In the
Right.
world of Evil Dead. But this one in particular, one of the citizens shouts, "It's called the Book of the Dead for a reason," and it's also been said that that's a time-displaced Ash Williams.
Right.
Yeah, so technically, just in that one moment in that film, Ash Williams is technically still well, not entirely in the movie, but it shows he's still within that universe.
That's right. Yeah, this was an entertaining movie that me and Rosa saw. There was like awesome thrills. There was like chainsaw action. There was ways of trying to escape. How they pretty much found ways how to destroy the smartphone because horror movies is hard to get around with the smartphone thing.
Yes.
So they had to find creative ways to get rid of that and all that. So Justin, do you have like a watch list of watching the Evil Dead trilogy whenever you get a chance? And all
I
that?
never saw them. Who made this one?
Sam Raimi.
Oh yeah.
No, Sam Raimi didn't direct this one.
No. He's talking about the other ones.
Oh, the other ones. Yeah, he directed the first 3. Yes.
He was executive producer of the 2013 and this recent one.
Yes.
23.
Okay, well, can I say one thing? Like Sam Raimi, he directed Spider-Man 2, which
that's
is
the same guy.
best movie
1 and
out
2.
there. Like,
And 3.
yeah, because 2 is the best one of the 3. Like,
Yeah, that's
you
what
guys
everybody
better see it.
Yes, that's what. No, I've seen all of them.
Same here.
Yeah, that's basically that. I love Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
The Spider-Man 2 is the best of
Well,
them,
one of
yes.
these days, Justin, probably later on in the month, maybe we can catch up on the Evil Dead trilogy whenever you're free on whatever days, right?
I might watch it with my dad because like
Yeah, he's a horror fan, right?
yeah, we've been like I heard that Black Christmas is one of the best ones.
Oh, the one from 1974.
Yeah, I heard that was a really
Yeah,
dark.
me and Karan and Nell here saw the original Black Christmas.
Yeah,
Oh, the original Black Christmas?
Oh, yeah.
The original... Oh, man, the original Black Christmas... I can easily say that's one of the most underrated horror movies ever.
And it's a proto slasher films before Halloween.
Oh, yes, way before that, yes. And a lot of people overlook that.
Yeah. So, I would have to say that if anybody has not seen Evil Dead Rise, we didn't spoil too much. Check it out, and it's basically. Also, it opens very differently than the rest of the movie. So keep a note. I'm not gonna. There's like twists and turns that you will not expect, and such. There's some decent thrills and stuff. Just go in there, try to have a good time with it. At the end of the day, And now it's segue with me. Been catching up with a lot of off-script stuff. You know, Dinosaur King is finally up.
Oh yeah, the Dinosaur King. Yeah, we filmed it on my computer, but the only reason that you want to comment on why it took a while?
Well, it took a while because we had other videos to put up.
Oh no, yeah, we got stuck with a barrage of videos that we shot.
Yeah.
And it just kept us. Honestly, it did keep us distracted from getting that one done. So.
Yeah. So
We finally got it done.
it's finally up, and then there's more videos coming, and then we did one with Nell, which we're not going to spoil, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we got one with Mr. Acosta here, right?
Yeah.
So now another topic that we can talk in the podcast is how far. Now this is in regards to the category of comedy, and comedy, as we know nowadays, is kind of hard to put through to the senses right now in this day and age and this current zeitgeist.
Wouldn't be the first time.
No, wouldn't be the first time, and I find that certain audiences are a little bit way too sensitive for like parody and satire.
More so than ever before.
And it also is in the same category of because I believe comedy, regardless, should have teeth and to show a funhouse mirror to society itself, because without comedy, how would life be if we just can't laugh at the whole picture?
Amen.
So my point is, how far, when regards to comedy, and this includes satire and parody, how far can you take it? I would have to say, from my end, it always has to be a balance. Like, say, political comedy. I don't do political comedy that much because there's just so many. It goes from Stephen Colbert to what they're doing on Saturday Night Live to whatever they're doing on Comedy Central, South Park, Daily Show.
Conan O'Brien, for that matter.
Well, Conan is doing his own podcast at the moment.
Okay.
He left the talk show to do his podcast and other stuff.
Oh, okay. Good for him.
And, I think when it comes to political comedy, I think you have to make fun of both sides.
Both sides, yes.
There's some that make fun of the left, or some that make fun of the right. Now, it's in regards to whatever you find their message and who they're tickling to tickle your funny bone in regards to what's going on in the current agenda of this world and such, which is very grim. But there's always got to be lights at the end of the tunnel, I feel. Because, I don't know, it's just so hard to find something that is a balanced satire. Do you all agree?
It is hard.
Yeah.
It definitely is hard. I mean, it's hard more so these days than it was back then. Because back then, people were able to break those barriers and continue to do so.
Do you think comedy should have teeth?
I think comedy should have teeth regardless.
What about you, Justin? Do you think comedy should have teeth of making fun of the zeitgeist right now and probably down the road?
I would say possibly if you could tell a story about whatever comedy, you can make it not over the top and not so stale. Like you don't have to go overboard with the comedy and have it be forced.
Do you feel like comedy is too forced nowadays, in your opinion?
I think so. Yeah, that's like TV shows with comedy. I don't watch anymore. Like after Drake and Josh, that's it. Like that was like after that whole comedy renaissance. Like Drake and Josh was the funniest I've ever seen.
So this is in regards to Nickelodeon shows and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and also Yes Dear, I love that one.
Yeah. Everybody has a negativity with the sitcom yesterday, but I think it was a solid sitcom for what it is. They did have certain bits in regards to, like, there's a lot of things, like, especially when a character realizes that they missed something, they do this thing where they play 80s music, very melodramatic, sad 80s music. And
Oh, yes.
And also, has anybody ever seen SNL live?
No. Have you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I used to watch SNL back in 2005, and the last time I watched it until recently was 2015 because the cast members I used to remember from 2005 and 2015, they left. I remember when Armisen was on, Hader was on there, Bill Hader, Andy Samberg with his digital shorts. You know the Dear Sister, what you said, that came from that show.
Oh, really?
That you won't, yeah,
That's what
because of Samberg and his Lonely Island crew.
Oh, shit. I no wonder he made it so big.
You know, the 80s, my mom watches that a lot.
Saturday Night Live.
She knows all about the 80s. She used to watch it when she was...
No, the show's still on. Saturday Night Live has been on since '75.
Yeah, she still watches it.
Oh, that's cool.
So, Pete, would you like to join us on the table? Do you think, how far do you think comedy, satire, and parody can go far with whatever material they're they're trying to pull fun of? And do you think comedy should still have its teeth and showing a funhouse mirror to society as a whole?
I think, honestly, now is like the perfect time to do comedy. I mean, one of the most difficult things to do nowadays is raunchy comedy humor and trying to, like, especially with politics and stuff like that. A lot of comedians complain about how they have issues doing what they want to do, that they feel like they're limited. But I honestly don't think the limiting from what I see as a teacher, I don't think the limiting factor is there. I think, like, as we rise up, there's kids and, like, the younger people there, they have stuff there's comedy there, and I think it's just the older generation has to be willing to listen to, like, what is funny, and I think as it goes forward, it's just like this shorter attention span, but it's seeing reality from a different perspective. It's like these kids are experiencing the shit that we experienced as kids, and we seem to know better. And it's funny because, like, when I have my 7th graders in my class, I know this is completely related, but I just see them. They're laughing at the dumbest crap, and it's like, when we were younger, we would laugh at the dumbest crap too.
How do you ever look at the oldest dumbest crap that you saw? Let's say 8th or 7th or 9th grade, and then you check it again with adult eyes. Does it bring a little giggle in a way?
Yeah, it's because it's not just that you're watching it with the 8th grade lens. It's that you're watching it from the 8th grade lens. Like, you have the associated experiences around when you were watching it. Like, if you watch Superbad, like, if a person now watches Superbad, it's not the same as somebody who in 2009 who watched Superbad, where, like, certain references in it make more sense. The type of idiot, like three idiots becoming, like, successful thing, but it made sense because at the time Seth Rogen's comedy was at the top of its game, right? And it just hit different at that time than if it was released now or 10 years before.
Yeah, and what about, and have you ever seen, like, Animal House?
I love Animal House. It's a great movie. And
how would you, say you're the current viewer of this era, how would you view Animal House that came out in 1978? Would you notice, like, oh, that's a very rapey moment going on? And,
I think
that's just too much, indicating of alcoholism. Oh, this is just stupid. I don't get it. This is... Am I supposed to laugh? I still like Animal House. This is coming from an Animal House fan. Yeah.
Ironically, I own the DVD, but I never watched it because, well, I think one of my folks might have bought that one, but I never picked it up.
I think honestly, what I was saying is that raunchy comedy has to be there. It's like it's just like saying like, oh, I won't watch a movie from the 50s because the characters are racist as hell. It's like, yes, you're not going to watch a movie. You're not going to watch a movie because there's toxic masculinity and that like a person commits a crime.
Yeah,
it's like that was the time period, so it didn't know. And
yeah, because every time I watch like from the 50s, I try to think of myself as a viewer that I don't have a smartphone.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it's like to have a laptop. I don't have streaming. Because back then, because the only way of getting a form of entertainment is going to a movies, listening to radio. They had radio dramas and comedy stuff on radio back then. And then there's matinees and there's like theater and all that. But I think you have to have a certain mindset of being that person of that period when you're watching a comedy from the 50s, or being someone of my dad's generation who grew up in the 70s that watch Animal House. But yeah, it's all about a mindset, but some people don't have that. They just think with 2020,
hindsight 2020,
Yeah.
hindsight 2020.
2020.
Yeah.
But go on.
Yeah. Okay. So that's cool. I think again, a lot of people would consider that movie to be a golden classic, like
Right.
the Animal House, because it set the bar for fraternity humor. It just is a perfect example of like what it's like to be in a fraternity. It perfectly encapsulates. Like as I was doing, I want again. My thing tonight was to talk about different stories from Save the Cat. So, what would Animal House fall under? It could be considered rite of passage because some of the weaker characters are trying to get laid and have a great party.
We watch anime.
You could also say it's a golden fleece because it's an adventure for the characters to find girls and like get their grade. It's institutionalized because they're trying to overcome the institution of school, and it's the Fool Triumphant because they're a bunch of idiots overcoming something. So I think what I've realized, especially with a good story like a golden story, is it can fill a lot of the 10 tenets of good stories, and that's what we're going to segue into next. And you guys can look at this for a second.
And it's all written on a paper plate.
Because I didn't have my phone died. So I was wanting to look over these different things as our own stories, so we can critique some of our own movies we did and like what we were trying to get at in some of them. So if you
Right.
To me,
So,
the future.
folks, sometimes you just gotta let go
You just gotta put in the past.
of things that are right and wrong and just have a good time. And no, what is your view on comedy nowadays? How it's viewed, like people would view like Blazing Saddles from 1974, and they seen it with modern eyes, and they realize, oh my god, why are they saying the N-word?
Critique on that does not surprise me in the least, because people have been bouncing back on that subject for a very, very long ass time. For as long as I've known.
Have you encountered anybody that's critiquing like classic comedy and then?
Thankfully, I have not. Well, at least not in the sense that most people would think. Of thinking that this is wrong, that shouldn't exist, and all that. Yeah, the same incident happened. The same critique was also happening to Gone with the Wind, in which the points for that utterly failed because I remember when they took it out, when they were trying to remove it from theaters, its DVD sales went through the roof.
Right.
Yeah, and of course, thankfully, I saw the movie before the complaints were coming in. That's actually definitely one of the greatest efforts I've ever seen. That aside, I just want to say that yes, what you said, what we were agreeing on earlier about comedy having teeth. Regardless, I would say that yes, it does, and you can get it right if you can get it well balanced, but it'll feel unbalanced when you only cater it to only one of either side, and it just doesn't work.
It's in regards of something that you can do. Comedy, like horror movies, is hard to surprise certain people.
It is,
and also it's all about like characterization, situation, and a certain theme that they're, mocking,
exactly,
making fun of, and
No, yeah, I'll let
okay,
you.
oops. And basically, it's just trying to tell the viewer, you just have to have fun making fun of something serious, because if we're always thinking with our serious thoughts too many times, then
Gotta have laugh somewhere, dude. I mean, come on.
yeah, 'cause
comedy helps
you
make
gotta have fun
with
with
them.
life because life
Yeah.
is too short.
It's also fun to laugh at yourself, most of the time.
Yeah, yeah,
I say that. I say that in the.
yeah. Because satire and parody.
he's going to help you.
Okay, satire and parody, like you just gotta look in yourself and not take yourself too seriously. Because, whatever, regardless, you just gotta, pull strings, squirt somebody's face with a water gun,
or water flower for that matter.
a water flower, or seltzer water out of a bottle with a squirt. And, Justin, make fun of your enemies. Or make fun of, your friends, family, and all that. And then at the end, you just have a good laugh.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway,
I do want to say, for example, about the political. You going out there?
yeah, go ahead.
I do want to comment on the political aspect of a show that balanced it perfectly, in my opinion. And this was in the '90s. Was the first Animaniacs series,
Right.
all the way to its Wacko Wish movie, to its Wacko Wish film. When it came to doing comedy on their behalf, they literally had a team of people who literally knew how to write a joke when it would flow beautifully. And when it came to the political aspects, they made fun of both sides, and they did it spectacularly well with such a passion that didn't make it feel so one-sided.
Yeah.
That's where that series really succeeded. Was that they made fun of everything, but it didn't make it feel contrived or like I said before, one-sided. And then we come to the reboot, which had its moments, but when it came to the political humor, it felt very one-sided. I mean, I may have had a chuckle here and there, but the fact that they were making fun of one side consistently without pointing out the other on a balanced level, it just made it feel stale and not funny.
Was this the recent Animaniacs?
This was the recent Animaniacs, yes.
And you were disappointed of how it was handled?
I was disappointed of how it was handled, yes, mainly because they had a new team on board, but honestly, this new team, and actually one of the showrunners was never a fan of the show to begin with. So
Uh-oh, that's a recipe for disaster.
Exactly. No, on a podcast, one of the showrunners even said that he was never a fan of the side characters, which is why you only saw Pinky in the Brain and the Warners, and never any of the
Yeah,
side
that's why I
characters.
brought up this topic, because I think you have to be well-balanced and well-adjusted, and you pretty much... It requires a lot of research of doing this type of gig,
Yeah.
I think... there are good stuff. You can go on YouTube, or you can just look at a meme and stuff, and all that, or watch Saturday Night Live if you watch a good skit, because sometimes the show is terrible.
Yes.
Because they have so many things going on, and it's basically you watch it and hopefully you get a laugh at it, or if you watch something like South Park and all. But to wrap things up, I would say comedy should have teeth regardless. And you're going to go with the flow, or you're probably not. If it doesn't make you laugh, then go watch a YouTube video. And you got anything to add, Justin?
Yes, my recommendation for a comedy, for a movie, one movie series, I would highly recommend Guardians of the Galaxy 1, 2, and 3. Even though it has its fair share of it has its fair share of dark tone, but it also has the lighter tone that matches the characters, the way they interact with each other.
Black humor is my favorite, along with surrealism.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to end it.
Yes,
I wanted to actually.
Yes, I would highly
end on
recommend
his-
Guardians of the Galaxy 1, 2, and 3. Recommend them.
On his closing note, which I wanted to actually say a minute ago, but I kind of got cut off, and it'll take me 30 seconds, is that Guardians of the Galaxy is able to blend some interesting humor, and it will actually intrigue all types of people of different beliefs, because I really like how, with the different story being epic, it uses like elements of the Bible and God and other things, like very dense topics
throughout the trilogy.
And especially, again, not giving away the third one, there's a lot about, again, stuff that happens in Genesis. And it's just very interesting how it's able to give the villain like a level of almost stupidity, but also brilliance at the same time. And that's the kind of, when you have somebody like James Gunn, again, I wanted to go on him, is if the writer is so smart that they're able to understand all of the issues, they understand how the idiots, the smart people, you can, if you're able to take an issue and you can present it a certain way. All right.
Technical difficulties. Go ahead.
Difficulties. You're gonna be able to, if you can create like a tense situation. Even, I'm not saying if the person has the wrong political beliefs, but you'll be able to show why you believe that in a way that's tactful. That the key word being tactful, and I think that's what's gonna help blur the line between satire and standard comedy that's easy to do.
All right, I have to say that'll end the comedy should have teeth segment. And Pete, do you have anything to end on this part of the podcast on your end?
I would say that no, that's a very good thing to say about comedy, and it's just the state of the union right now.
Yeah, and the writer's strike's still going on, even since our second podcast. And
for about a month or so. Yes.
Yeah, Justin, there's been a writer's strike for like over 3 weeks now.
Yeah.
Since what was it, May 2nd? Yeah, May 2nd. 3 a.m. in the morning. The Writers Guild of America declared a strike because they did not agree. There's a lot of things that's been going on with the writer's strike. The writers' rooms are getting smaller. They're not getting paid well because of the streaming services, and they don't want AI involved in the writing process.
They don't want ChatGPT.
To put it bluntly, they don't want AI to take our jobs.
No. See, I think also the issue is that they like with every job. There's something, especially with every creative job, there is the potential for something to make it, like you're saying, like with Industrial Light and Magic.
Yeah.
If that job was taken over by animation because it was easier. And now AI has reached the potential where it could you put in a couple keywords, it could just say, for instance, Deadpool, Captain America, put the two words together, and it can write a potential 50-page paper about them interacting, and with pretty high level of, with a little bit of AI blending, it could even have them start having a conversation together, and for the most part, probably write up a 15-minute movie in less than a couple seconds. Especially, we don't even know like what the high-level Hollywood people have, not the Hollywood, if they're paying off the military or whatever in terms, like, to get some better shit written. Yeah.
So yeah, that's one of the reasons why the writers are on strike. They say it might last a little long, probably, maybe, let's say, like half the summer. But who knows?
Yeah.
And plus, we're dealing with the debt ceiling right now, so...
Yes, and the recession.
Let me tell you about salary. It fucking sucks.
So, try to spend your money wisely this season, folks.
Yes.
And
besides movies.
Yeah, and besides movies. And there's no movies out to see this month.
Yeah, and that's the other thing, probably.
Maybe The Little Mermaid, but that's... I'm not watching that, though.
Okay, but we're saying that the writers need to keep writing, but we're not watching their movies, then now we're starting to say, yo, your freaking superhero movies suck. It's the same, you're writing the same shit every single time.
Yeah, same structure.
Disney's ass.
Outcome and all that.
For the time being.
But I don't even think that's. I think that's probably the writers, like, probably pissed because I bet you for the script, like say for what was the bad one that came out or something like that recently?
Love and Thunder.
No. Yeah, Thor: Love and Thunder. My feeling is that the writers for that, because there are good moments in it, had like a movie that maybe was like 11 hours long,
Right.
like in terms of script. Just like when we do our scripts, like we always have to cut it down to like 7 minutes, folks, and you might have an hour movie. I want to know. Well, before what's his name again?
Taika Waititi.
Taika
Before
Waititi.
Taika Waititi, like cut down all the potential scripts that they could have had. What Thor movie could there have been? Like if the writers were able to punch him in the face and say, look, we're gonna do like have like a vote on this is gonna be the movie, and why can't the writers have priority over like?
Well,
the
because
script?
the priority is usually the director and the producer.
That's true.
That when it comes to writing for other stuff, it's usually television.
Yeah,
They're pretty much are usually highlighted for that. But for film, a director can cut a line, no, and then no, we don't have a budget for that, cut, and all
I
that.
think another example for that. I think the Multiverse of Madness would be a good example of what not to do when you go through several rewrites, because that movie went through 66 rewrites. I said this in another podcast, so
Yeah, you did.
yeah.
But it's just hard. I think if you want to write your own script, I think you might as well just be your own director at this point.
yeah. Correct.
Or just hire people that you know and you trust, because the writers can have an advantage if they know the director or the producer well, and they got to have somebody that knows what they're going for.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Because if you have one or several people that don't know what the movie is, or if they have different interpretations, then this ship is going to be very rocky.
Yes.
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 That's unfortunate.
Yeah,
No,
it is.
it is a big problem. Especially with, again, then let's like also talk about expectations. Like why now? Think about even fan expectations. Fans have an idea of what they want to see.
Yes.
The critics have and this is what the filmmakers have to deal with. The critics have an idea of
Right.
politics they want to see. The fans have an idea of the comics they want to see. The Filmmaking Guild of America has an idea of what needs to be promoted and which actors need to be in the movie. And, you see, I'm sure for the director, that's a massive fucking headache.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They got to
sure.
filter in and out. They're going to deal with different crew members and casts and, and the money people.
Must be difficult.
Has he?
No. Can you check him real quick?
Has he?
You guys keep talking?
Yeah.
It's right there.
Yeah, just make sure. Okay.
Yeah, it's unfortunate what Disney has been doing to not just Star Wars
Yeah.
but Marvel, like their own movies.
Yeah, and also ESPN, since they own that too, and they're having trouble with the app. They're trying to find ways how to make the app on its own. But anyway, that's a different topic for another podcast.
Different time. Yeah.
Yeah. And we're at the hour and 6 minute marker. So
Right.
let's. What do you think we should be with the kicker? What's going to be the hay ringer to bring everything back around? I think.
Well, we talked about Anime Con, Kameha Con.
Yes.
And then we talked about Yankees, and then we talked about Evil Dead Rise, and then we talked about satire and comedy having teeth, and writers.
Yeah, that's the big press. Well, folks, it's been a wonderful Taco Tuesday.
Yes,
Taco.
delicious tacos, and I
Yes.
also had some spicy
Pockies.
Pockies.
I give them a 4 out of 10 on the spiciness.
Yeah,
They're not
the,
even close
ghost
to-
pepper
they're not
chip.
even close to ghost pepper.
Ghost pepper chip. It's very spicy and delicious, right, Justin?
I never tried that.
Yes, they are very delicious.
They're not bad, right? No,
they're not bad.
They're not bad at
they're
all.
Not at a level where, they're not even that hot much above Taki. Like, I've had Takis. Like, honestly, Takis are worse. It's like,
Which we're not sponsored.
Who has to know that?
I have to say,
bleep that out.
folks, Justin, thank you for joining the podcast.
You did great, by the way.
You did good. Nice
Yeah.
job today.
Yeah, this is my first time in a podcast. I've never been, and it's like shocking how well this has gone. And thanks to the guys here that got me to do this, and who knows, I might like do another one if they would let me know.
Yeah. So, folks,
so-
we're going to end this podcast right now, and thank you for listening if you made it this far. We wish you goodbye. I'm John Jaeger,
I'm Justin Acosta.
Nelson Guerrero.
and Pete Mitchell is checking on Sean. So join with us, and hopefully you'll hear us more for future podcasts to come. Goodbye, everybody.
Take care.
Bye.
God bless.
Thank you, guys.
Off the podcast with your host, John Jaeger, Nelson Guerrero, and Peter Mitchell, with guest hosts, Justin Acosta and Sean Smith. Audio recording and editing by John Jaeger. Original remix by DJ JJ. Thank you for listening.